All right, we're back. Episode 4, World Cup Digest, with your boy Dominic Rich and the one and only Football Pharaoh. Bro,
Hmm.
another epic match day, I have to say. And with that being said, let's just cut away to the results, man. Which one do you want to start with first?
Let's just go by group. I think let's start off with Group B. Let's go with Spain, Costa Rica. Let's look at the
Yeah,
big one.
let's get that out the way. Let's get that out the way. That one was pretty one-sided though. But you spoke about this. Let me first talk about this. Forget about the 7 goals. You mentioned this, the possession and the passing and all of that. And look at that.
Yeah.
18% possession, 230 passes, 71% pass accuracy. That is poor.
Yeah, my prediction last night, you remember, I thought they were going to have 90% possession. So I guess Costa Rica slightly proved me wrong. It's got 18%. But
goddamn, 7, bro. This is one of the embarrassing World Cup score lines, like that Brazil Germany game, that Saudi Arabia Germany match as well. Those are the only two that comes to mind recently. Like really embarrassing score lines like that, you know?
oh yeah, or like Portugal, North Korea in
Yeah,
2010. That
exactly. What was that? What was that? 9-0 or
it was
7?
it was 7-0.
Yeah, 7-0. Yeah.
You missed it.
So
Yeah, it is
crazy,
quite
man.
embarrassing. And I mentioned in my reaction video that even though it's a mismatch, it's still embarrassing if you're Costa Rica. Like, they fell off after, I think, the second or third goal. And, we knew how they were going to set up for this match. But even after that, like, there seemed like there was very little attentiveness to, like, preventing this from being a blowout. So, I mean,
At the same token, man, I think they were helpless in the situation because, like, from the get-go, Spain just dominated, right? And when I looked at the Spain 11, a Spanish fan actually commented on my reaction video, and he said he felt the same way I felt, because when you look at this 11, you're thinking Aspilicueta and Rodri. Like, are you serious? Jody Alba, Laporte, they have like no pace back there, none.
mm,
Jody Alba is like, he's slowed down. And then you have Busquets, so there's no pace. But what we didn't know is that Spain knew that they would have complete dominance and they would have the ball. So they Luis Enrique put out players that he know could hold the ball very well and pass the ball very well. You see?
mhm.
And that is how they control the game. Their pace was in the midfield. The more advanced midfielders with Gavi and Pedri, and with the young guns up top, because all these guys up top are young. Pedri, Gavi, under like 20, 18 years old. Ferran Torres, Dani Olmo, young, and Marco Asensio is not as young as he was a couple of years ago, but he is still, in the mid tier. And these guys ran riot on Costa Rica. Oh man, this is an embarrassment, man, for CONCACAF.
It is big time. And I think that for Spain, uh, I, we have to be a little cautious here because we got to see how they look against the team playing Germany next. That's a big upgrade.
Yeah.
And in this game, I mean, was the biggest mismatch of the entire tournament so far, even more than the France Australia match. And did you see the build up to Asensio's goal?
Yeah, yeah. The one touch shot after the cross
Yeah,
by I think that was Jody Alba with the cross.
yeah. That was really well played and was really well taken as well. I
Look at the
mean,
look at the Dani Olmo goal, the touch, the Gavi, the pass by Gavi that deflected on the touch.
yep, and the turnaround, yep. I mean, how much do you read into this result? Like you when you're looking at Spain here,
They look good.
Hmm.
Forget about Germany. They look good. They about to prove me wrong because I had them getting knocked out in the group phase. But I said in my Japan Germany game, my preview, I did predict Germany to beat Japan, but I did say that Japan are gonna do something against one of Germany or Spain. But I chose Spain to be the team that they were gonna beat. Ended up being Germany.
Yeah, and we'll get to Germany in a moment, but we can be set up for a very, very interesting thriller in the last match day between Spain and Japan, because that could be set up for who's going to top the group.
I think the Spain Germany game is going to be a very good one as well, because Germany find themselves in an absolutely must win. A draw could work, because if they draw and then they beat Costa Rica, then they get 4 points. But then, it leaves the Japan Spain game for, winner kind of takes the top spot kind of, situation. Mm-hmm. And even if Spain get a draw or Japan get a draw, it might be a great result for both teams. You see?
Yeah, and they would not control their own destiny by that point. So from Germany's perspective, they need 6 points, man. I actually think they're in more danger now than Argentina are, just because of like the schedule coming up. And hey Liam, see, Costa Rica's performance put Liam to sleep. That's why he's sleeping.
Man, that was one of the worst performances I've ever seen, bro. It was like it was like they were helpless. They were absolutely helpless in the situation. They tried. They had a few moments when they brought Kendall Waston on and they kind of, stopped the bleeding a bit, but then it started again.
Yeah.
And they offered nothing going forward, man. I know if we take a look at the 11 here, they tried. You know what I'm saying? I think they tried by playing Jewison Bennett, and they played that Martinez kid as well. They tried. It's not like they didn't say, okay, let's try something. But if you look around the team, it's still these names that we know. Oscar Duarte, Francisco Calvo, Brian Oviedo, Celso Boas, Yeltsin Tejeda, Kesha Fuller, Joel Campbell. We know these names. The only 3 names that I'm not familiar with is this Martinez kid, Jewison Bennett is new on the block, and Contreras, who, what did he do? He didn't do anything. He didn't offer anything. And on top of that, Keylor Navas is rusty.
Yeah, his reaction. His reaction.
See what I mean?
His reaction.
He has not been. He haven't been playing for PSG. You see, so no match practice. He's not up to speed with what's going on with the pace of the game, and the way Spain have been playing with these youngsters. They look good, man. They look good, and the game against Germany, it is going to be one of the true tests for them, because if they play like they played today again, they could beat Germany, because Germany just got spanked by Japan. So we can't really even use Germany. We might have to use Japan as the litmus test.
Yeah, you're right.
You see? This group is shaping up very exciting because, look, man, Japan are not going to lay down ever. And I knew this. And that is why I had them coming through the group. Because I knew that the way they play with the enthusiasm, they're skillful. They have fast runners. They just have that stamina. And they have depth in the team. You see what I mean? So I couldn't write them off. I wrote off Spain, but that was to my own peril. And I was proven wrong on the day, man. So look, we know it's the first match. It's not over mathematically for Costa Rica, but it's fair to say that I don't think they could recover from this, man.
They're going to need an act of God. I mean, do you see any chance of them getting one over on Japan, like a 1-0 shuthouse?
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah. I think for Costa Rica, it might even be a successful tournament if they get on the score sheet.
Do you think Luis Fernando Suarez gets a sack after this World Cup?
I think
remember he was barely hanging on,
He was barely hanging on, and then they turned things around in qualifying and finishing strongly.
Exactly.
I think he may leave willingly, even at the end of the tournament. He may decide to do that.
Yeah.
I'm standing here right now. I'm trying to think of any bright spots for Costa Rica going forward.
But the thing is, he's only been in charge for 1 year, though. Don't forget, he's only started managing the team last year.
You're right.
So.
I know that Joseph Bennett, the youngster, he's 18 years old. He was like one of like the bright young talents that Costa Rica was trying to, integrate into this team. I mean, I guess for Costa Rica, what you can say for them is that they're unlikely to be as helpless, I think, in their next couple of games, because we know Germany are misfiring. We know that Japan's still very dangerous side and they're feeling group stage progression, but surely we're not going to get 2 more 7-0 results. Like, that's just not gonna happen.
Think so. I don't think so. I think they plugged the leak, but things could get very ugly. They cannot play with that approach that they took against Spain. They have to go out there and be positive. Might as well, because you're defensive against Spain and you get taken to the cleaners, right? Might as well you go against Germany and Japan and play like it's whatever, you know what I mean? And see what happens.
Yeah.
That might be a better approach. But the thing is, this Costa Rican team is old and slow, bro.
Very old.
And we saw it. We saw it today. They can't keep up. They cannot keep up. And that was one of the criticisms during qualification. You know what I mean? That look at when they lost to both the US and they lost to US and Canada, right? On the road.
Yes.
And they were criticized for being slow. At home, remember, these games are not in Central America. Spain might struggle a bit down there.
Sure.
These are away games. But look, credit to Costa Rica, though. They are indeed the only Central American nation to ever win a match at the World Cup. So let's not take that away from them. But this time around, they don't look good.
No, not at all.
And that's where we land the plane on this one, because we could go on and on and on. Spain, let's see if they could repeat the trick in their next game. And we will talk about who they play next very, very soon. Bro, let's get into the next game in this group. Wow, bro. We got another one.
Woo!
We got another one. Were you expecting this?
I thought it was going to be a high-scoring match, and I was expecting.
Yeah. I remember you said something like that.
I thought Japan would give Germany a scare, but like Germany would pull through. But I mean, my goodness me!
Wow.
I'll get to Japan in a moment, but Germany, man, they have not shaken off this funk they're in at all. And I know they had I think Musiala, he hit the post around the 60th minute. They had an opportunity to potentially put this game away and make it 2-0, and we could be looking at an entirely different story here. But the way Japan came out in the second half, they didn't let Germany breathe, man. They were suffocating them whenever Germany had the ball. Did you notice that?
Yep, but the thing is, right, this is a similar game to the Argentina-Saudi Arabia match, because
yes,
similar situation. A penalty was given. I have to say that Germany, they were playing really, really well, and they deserved the goal. They were beginning to turn the screw when they got that goal, right? They deserved the goal. That goal was, on the run of play. And Rom, he looked good on the day. He was left open. That ball got to him, and Ganda took him down. That was a silly tackle, but he had no choice. There was no cover. And Japan had some run into their box, and they looked good on a few occasions. But I think it was Germany in the first half.
Yeah.
And they made the same error that Argentina made by not doubling their advantage or tripling their advantage when they had the upper hand in the game. And what this did, it gave Moriyasu a chance to do his thing. You see what I mean? Because remember, this is chess and not checkers. And I'm going off the top. I'm not even looking at anything right now because I know exactly what he did. Takefusa Kubo was useless in the match, basically. He took him out and he brought on Tomiyasu, another defensive player, because they were getting overran. Germany were just on top of them, just all over them. Remember, like in earlier stages of the second half, when Musiala almost scored when he blasted it over.
Yep.
So all these warning shots were, they had opportunities. All these warning shots didn't take them. And Moriyasu said, "Hey, whoa, what's going on? Like, and what? And we're still in the game, 1-0. I couldn't believe they were still in the game. I really couldn't, because Germany were being very dominant, and then Japan was still in the game. And then is when Moriyasu said, "All right, this is what I'm gonna do. Ritsu Doan, Takuma Asano, you guys get on here." And if you realize this Japan team, a lot of guys play in the Bundesliga and the second Bundesliga as well, or used to play in the Bundesliga. So they have experience against a lot of these players.
Freiburg, I think, a couple of them.
Yep, Doan is at Freiburg, Asano is at Bochum, and those were the two players to score. The Doan goal. You see that goal? You see, bro, you see the run down the left and the through ball behind the German defense and that square.
Yeah, they were left standing in response.
Yep. And it's the movement. They move the ball slick. Bam, bam, bam. Pinball. Manuel Neuer, parry, tapping. But Neuer did pull off a big save earlier too. Remember that save from Junya Ito?
Mm-hmm.
This guy, Junya Ito, is a serious player, man. I'm telling you. But Manuel Neuer should have never got beaten at his near post there. Germany, they were caught sleeping. The long ball was played down to Asano. And I mentioned in my reaction video that Rudiger was actually warned before. Remember, him and Asano had like a little foot race.
Yes.
And he caught up to him. The second time around, I don't think it was Rudiger. I think it was another player. It might have been Raum or Sula or one of them. And he got him behind. And he got the shot off. How the hell he beat Neuer at the near post like that? I don't even know.
Well, Asano's goal was like the angle that he shot it at as well.
Yep.
Was like really
very
tight.
Acute. Very, very acute. I was like, whoa.
It was actually similar to a goal that Landon Donovan scored for the U.S. Back in 2010. I don't know if you remember.
No. I remember. You know what? That reminded me of a Sergio Aguero goal.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. He scores a lot of those type of goals. I'm telling you. But wow, Japan stunned Germany, and they tried to get back, just couldn't get. Oh, you know what also inspired this Japanese team? That quadruple save that Gonda made. Remember?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. That was brilliant, man. That was brilliant. So look,
I was kind of afraid that Moriyasu was gonna put Eiji Kawashima in net.
Kawashima is 39 these days too.
I was surprised he was called up, and like he's made some like odd lineup decisions before. And Kawashima is a liability in net. I don't know if you ever seen. He's known for making like mistakes and stepping behind his line when catching the ball. And I mean, Gonda was amazing today. There was,
So where do Germany go from here? They're staring down back-to-back group stage exits, literally.
Well,
do you have the balls? Do you have the balls to call it on when do they play? Sunday. Do you have the balls to say that Germany gets eliminated on Sunday?
I'm not even trying to play it safe, right? I'm not even sure what would be the safe option. Like, say yes, they lose, or I actually think it's gonna be a draw. I think
they have to win the game.
Are they? Oh man, are they gonna win? To make the group juicy, I'm rooting for Germany to win that game
because look, there's a situation where Germany could end up on 6 points, right?
All three of them, 6 points.
All three of them could end up on 6 points, and that 7-0 for Spain would push them through.
How I was going through like the permutations on that earlier, and that would suck, especially if like Germany squeezed through despite losing to Japan.
Yeah, I know.
You
But the
know?
thing too, right? The thing too, it's tricky because if Germany draw their game against Spain, right? Let's say they draw the game against Spain.
Yeah.
Spain would go up to 4, Germany would have 1. And let's say Japan go and destroy Costa Rica.
Mm-hmm.
You see, then Japan goes up to 6 points. Germany would be on 1 point, which means that they cannot catch Japan. And Spain would be on 4 points, which
Yep.
means that Japan would have to destroy Costa Rica and hope that Germany would have to destroy Costa Rica and hope that Japan now goes on to beat Spain.
Also, if that happens where Germany and Spain draw,
And then the goal difference for Spain would be superior if Germany fails to destroy Costa Rica. So it leaves no other situation but Germany has to win the game.
yeah, unless like Japan just goes like super mode and just like curb stomps the entire group.
Yeah.
Does them a favor, but like, well, Japan would be in a. See, the thing is, if Germany and Spain draw and Japan beats Costa Rica, Japan enters that final match in decent position to finish first in this group, and that could be very interesting in as far as what it means for the knockout stages.
Yep.
But I think I agree with you. I think that Germany cannot play it safe because they have to beat Germany or they don't control their own destiny. I will also
beat Spain, right? Yeah.
I will also say Japan has to be careful here because Costa Rica is a wounded animal now. Japan should beat them after what we saw today. I don't think anyone can honestly say they should. But I mean, what if Japan go out there and just like crap the bed, man? They get held to like a 0-0.
Yeah, that's a possibility, though. That is a possibility.
I'm not putting money on it,
but I'm telling you, Japan are not doing none of that, bro. I'm telling you, Japan are going through. I predicted them to go through. They're gonna go through.
So, what do you have between Germany and Spain? What's your prediction for that?
Well, it's a long way from now. It's Sunday.
Okay.
I have a lot more things to think about before then. I haven't even thought about the England USA match yet, or the Wales Iran. I have to do those tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have to work on those tomorrow. You know what I mean? But I also want to look at injuries and things like that before I actually talk about those matches. It's like it just keeps going, man. It's like a revolving door. Like the matches just keep coming, man. They just keep coming. You know,
for sure.
So yeah, I don't want to call that game yet. I don't want to call the game just as yet. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
All I know is Germany has to beat Spain. Or else you don't want to go into the last match with 1 point and needing help. Why? You see what I mean?
And you were talking about Luis Fernando Suarez getting potentially sacked for Costa Rica.
Fancy flick.
Exactly. If Germany get knocked out here again, does he keep his job?
He just might. Who knows? Germany are weird like that. He just might keep his job.
They kept the booger eater there for like 3-4 tournaments in a row, so don't put it past them.
Oh man, but man, Germany in trouble. Japan with a massive upset following what Saudi Arabia did against Argentina, and I'm absolutely loving it, man. Let us move. We have to talk about these two matches, not the most high-profile games. Let's get this one out the way, and then we will talk about our CONCACAF team, Canada and Belgium. Look, Morocco, Croatia. I predicted a 1-1 draw yesterday, bro, and it was a solid prediction. And I have to say, Morocco, they look good.
Yes.
Croatia, a little suspect, but could actually use this game to warm up and get into get the engines warm so that they could start shifting gears, go into overdrive. But they'll have to do it quick, because I think this is a missed opportunity for them to get 3 points over a team that I think that they're better than, right?
For sure.
But Morocco, like in 2018, they are competing. they're really competing. But they themselves would feel like it's an opportunity miss where they caught Croatia a bit flat-footed and a bit, still getting out of bed, and they could have taken, pick up 3 points here. But I think 1 point is also a morale boosting victory for them, even though it's just 1 point. Because if you had offered Morocco 1 point without playing Croatia, I think they would have taken it.
Yeah, for sure they would have taken it.
You know what I mean? And I think it was another cat and mouse game where it was a midfield battle. Definitely in the midfield where there weren't enough quality in the final third of the field whatsoever.
Yeah, and I think that the blame goes to Zlatko Dalic here. I mean, Croatia, they were really lacking. And I think Morocco, I mean, they neutralized them. And I think that we were in those moments when Croatia were trying to make those long lobs up to the front, and like Morocco kept sussing them out. And like, I think for Croatia, they're in a much more dangerous spot here just because coming up against Canada, I believe. We'll talk about Canada momentarily, but Canada looked like really, really
good. They look good.
And I know Morocco plays Belgium, but I mean, just based on what we saw today, not very inspiring. I think that a draw was the deserved result for both sides here. Croatia is going to be the one that feels like they're more wanting. A lot of Croatian fans, because I go on Reddit, and were really unsatisfied with some of the substitutions that Dalic brought in. This guy, did Sukalo start, or was he a
no?
Sub?
Sutalo didn't start.
Oh, no, yeah, he was a sub. Yeah, I mean,
but I think Vardiel did a good job. I think I think they didn't do too bad. You feel me? I just think the area where they're lacking is in the final third, where Kramaric just does not do it for me. You know what I'm saying? Remember in 2018 they had Mandzukic, and we know Mandzukic, he's a poacher. He knows how to get in behind, on the shoulder of the defenders and everything. We know Mario Mandzukic with his spectacular, goals and everything. Kramaric just does not have that. You see, he gets a lot of opportunities and he doesn't take them. I think Zlatko Dalic needs to make a big decision to drop Kramaric and play one of the other guys like Levaya or Petkovic or one of them. He needs to do that. Or else it could come back to haunt him. Mislav Orsic has to start. I don't know why he leaves this guy out. I don't know why. I just don't know why. He has his favorites, and these other guys are like, okay, come on. How are you going to bring on Mislav Orsic in the 88th minute or so of the game and you need a goal? And that's the player that could do something magical. I don't get it, man.
That's the thing here today too, though, because in this game, and then we saw later on in the Germany game with Kramaric just did not cut it today. Same thing for Germany with Kai Havertz. It just didn't function. It didn't go the way that it should. I don't think that they're really cut out for the position that they are on the pitch. Where do you think Croatia goes from here then?
Look, they find themselves in a tough situation, but they are also a team that could bounce back because, look, we saw what Canada did today. They dominated. They looked good. They should have won the game against Belgium. We're going to get to that. And they didn't. Canada could find themselves in a situation where they hit Croatia, and Croatia put out a masterclass and spank him on the day and knock him out. You see what I mean?
Right.
And then put themselves in a strong position with 4 points in the group, because Belgium might beat Morocco. You see what I mean? And leave them on 1 point. And Belgium practically through to the next round. With Croatia and Belgium playing the last game, and Belgium's going to rotate everybody. Hey, you got a game, you got a game, you got a game. And then the game's going to end in a draw.
Yeah.
And then Belgium and Croatia go through. So, you know what I mean? That's a situation. That's the thing about this Croatian team. They might play like that today, and then the next game you're like, okay, wow, what did we see there? You know what I mean? But the thing about Morocco, give it to them though. Walid Regragui has not conceded any goals since he
4 games.
managed the team. Exactly. So they're very good defensively. Let's see if they're going to put out a clinic against Belgium, and let's see what they're going to do against Canada.
I had
Because
going far in the tournament. I hope they live up to it. I hope
if they beat Canada, they put themselves in a good position in the group.
they do. Yeah, and they play Canada last, which is ideal
Exactly.
compared to playing Belgium and Croatia. So it really seems like the crux of this group is going to come down to possibly that Croatia Canada game for like what makes or break who ultimately comes through. I mean, I don't know. I take that back. I mean, every game in this group is hard.
Yeah, because Morocco played a Belgium team that didn't look good at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that could be prime for an upset there. They may be more clinical than Canada was, and then finishing any chances they create. Yeah, man. I mean, this group is. I think this could be the group of death. It's shaping up to be possibly a very tight one.
Well, we didn't really have a lot of any clear cut group of death. I think Group G and Group H look like a group of deaths to me, but we've seen some weird results. Another thing to Mazrui picked up an injury there for Morocco today, so that'll be a big miss for them because he was looking good. But 0-0, I think, is a fair result, and Morocco walking away the happier of the two teams indeed. So look, we're gonna move, bro. We got one more game to talk about, and it's Belgium 1, Canada 0. Batshuayi in the 44th minute. It's basically against the runner play.
Completely.
Vertonghen over the top. Canada caught out. We know how Batshuayi could be deadly. Underrated, but deadly. And he slapped it past Boyan. I think Boyan could have saved that, though. What happened there? It just went through his arms or something.
Canada was focused. Well, Canada was dominating most of this match, but especially the first half, and that just it came out of nowhere. I think Belgium created the opportunity, like you said, they got in behind. Batshuayi stayed on side, and then it caught everyone off guard. I think, including Boyan, and it's very frustrating because of every team that's lost so far in the world in match day 1, Canada feels like they should have won this match.
And the Senegal didn't deserve their loss as well.
That's true. Yeah, against Holland.
Yeah.
Bro, okay. I thought Canada would, at the very least, put on a respectable showing, but they dominated Belgium.
Yeah, they did. There's a stat. Canada had 14 shots in the first half. The most by any team since 2006, England versus Trinidad and Tobago. The most without scoring.
That's insane.
14 shots, bro.
You serious?
And they couldn't score, man. I'm telling you, Canada, I don't know what it is, but these guys weren't holding their heads up. They were just shooting. When guys were open, they could have just passed for tapping. They were just shooting. You know what I'm saying? So they got to work on that. And that penalty from Alphonso Davies, oh my God. Come on, man. You got to score that.
I got to be honest with you. I thought he was going to miss. I had a feeling. Because remember, he took long. He took very long to take this.
That was a horrible penalty, bro.
It was. But, I mean, the fact that Canada just could not. Everything that Canada did in this game was perfect. Just they couldn't score, and the second reason they lost is because of Thibaut Courtois. He came up big on several occasions. I mean, he saved some pretty good shots.
What about that bum ass referee from the AFCON? I recognized his face from somewhere. I knew.
Yeah.
He looked like that Jamaican referee. He looked like this Jamaican referee, and I thought that was him. And I was like, whoa, who's this Jamaican guy? Made it to the World Cup, right? And then it's only tonight when I went on Reddit, I realized it was that guy from the freaking AFCON that blew the whistle 4 minutes early.
Whoa.
That Zambian guy. I didn't realize that, right?
I knew the commentators had mentioned he was a Zambian referee.
That's him.
That's the same guy.
That's the same guy. Bro,
in a World
Eden, and they brought him to the World Cup. How did he make the World Cup refereeing team? Like how?
I don't know, man, but like there was a decent shout for Canada to have another penalty, and I think it was like towards the end of the first half.
Bro, it was a penalty because look, Eden Hazard passed the ball back inadvertently. He tried to pick up one of his defenders by passing the ball back, and Tajon Buchanan pickpocketed the defender, and then he got brought down. But the linesman probably thought that it was a Canadian player passing the ball, a through ball, and put the flag up. And
Yeah, it
then
wasn't.
through VAR review, nope, they didn't even review the thing properly, which
You know,
meant that whoever was part of the VAR team didn't realize what had happened either.
you know what I think it also is too. A lot of referees, unfortunately, are reluctant to award. They don't like to give the perception that they're awarding penalties all like too freely like that, even though whether a penalty call is legit or not, it was a penalty. I mean, there was clear contact there, and the thing is, you have to. That's sort of like a compliment to Canada because Canada were so good, and they caused Belgium so many problems that Belgium fouled them in the box twice.
Yep.
Like
there was another penalty shot as well.
They forced Belgium into committing those fouls. If you get what I'm saying,
bro.
Like,
but what if they got the penalty and didn't score it? See,
that's possible too.
That's the thing too. But what I know is Canada should have walked away with something from this game, something, at least a point.
I think they should have won, dude.
They should have. Yeah, they should have, because they look good. They looked really good. Everybody looked good, but they just couldn't finish, man.
Tajon Buchanan was terrorizing Carrasco.
Yeah.
Like, Carrasco didn't know how to contain him. And
that's why he was taken off.
Yeah.
When Onana was brought into the game, and then is when things settled down for Belgium.
Yep.
When Onana was brought in, because Tillemans and Carrasco and these guys, they couldn't handle what Canada was bringing. Hoylett was playing well. You had Jonathan David was causing a lot of trouble. Buchanan, Davies, Estacio looked good.
Even at the back, this guy Kamar Miller, he made some
good tackles.
Really good tackles, man. Like 2-3 times throughout the match.
Alistair Johnston. These guys were really advanced. Richie Larea, these guys were advanced. Canada, they were outplaying Belgium. I was like, what the hell am I seeing here? Maybe Football Pharaoh and Michael talks football. They're right. Maybe they're right that Belgium are going to flop, but look at that.
Yeah.
Belgium shithoused their way to a 1-0 win.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that speaks to, at the end of the day, Belgium's the type of team, they just need that one opportunity, man.
Yeah,
they can have an absolute stinker, they can lay an egg, and you just have one momentary lapse of judgment, and they get in behind, they'll punish you. And I think Canada here today, a little bit of inexperience.
Yeah,
and it showed, man.
Maybe the occasion as well, big stage, the penalty, you could have put that away.
And that's it speaks to the luxury that Belgium has, where they're able to come away somewhat undeservingly with full 3 points here and playing the way they did. And I have to say, like going forward from here on out, they'll get away with this shit against Canada. But if they don't pick up some steam, they're not even going to go far in this tournament, man. They got to improve, because it's one thing to like Canada to come at you and make life difficult. But when you make Canada look like 1970 Brazil, there's something wrong, man.
But the thing is, right, the thing about Belgium, we got to ask ourselves, what if they pull a 2018 France, when France weren't playing well at all and just kept picking up the results?
You're right.
You see what I mean?
France had a slow group stage that year. That's right.
But this is a big win for Belgium, because now the other teams only got a point. They got 3.
Yep.
And they play Morocco in their next game. And look, even if they do get a point from the Morocco game, because Morocco are gonna put out a good performance defensively, and it might be difficult for Belgium to break down. It's still advantage Belgium.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
You see what I mean? Croatia would need to beat Canada to catch them, and that would eliminate Canada. So if Belgium draw and Croatia beat Canada, Canada could be eliminated this Sunday.
Yeah, you're right. They would both be on 4 points. Yeah.
Canada would be eliminated because they won't have any points. And Morocco could still be alive with 2 points, needing to beat if they pick up a win against Canada, and needing Belgium or Croatia to win the game when they play. Morocco could slip through, but they need a result against Belgium. And they need to beat Canada.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't see Canada finishing with 0 points, though. Because one thing that we didn't mention that I really have to respect Canada for this. A lot of teams, when they play so well and they have the setback that they did, it deflates them. It did not deflate Canada at all. Like, right from after Belgium scored, they kept their game plan. They kept playing the same way as if it was still 0-0.
Yeah.
And I thought, in the second half, I mean, Belgium was adjusting and they started to pose more threat to Canada here and there. But Canada still played like they were always in the match. Like, they didn't allow that to get to their heads. They didn't allow Belgium to go on from there and romp them. And, I think it takes a lot of good coaching, first of all, and also a lot of a strong mentality to keep it up.
So you give any credit to Roberto Martinez? We didn't mention him, but he did make some good substitutions to kill the game off a little bit in the second half there.
Yeah.
Take the sting out of Canada somewhat. But we know he's always criticized for not being the man that's responsible, and it's more so the brilliant players that Belgium possess. But if you look at this Belgium team, the aging team, and they didn't look good at the beginning, man, with Alderweireld and Vertonghen and even Carrasco. Carrasco is always injury prone.
Yeah.
And Hazard, he's not in good form. They just look kind of old and slow to me at the beginning of the game, where I couldn't believe Canada would dominate in Belgium. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And they're also missing Lukaku, because if you had Lukaku in the team, it could have been a different thing too. Think about it.
Yeah, he was injured. He was watching from the stands.
So, look, any more thoughts? We stretched today's episode a little bit extra, because we had some big games.
I think Canada earned some respect, and not getting something from this match could put them in a spot where if they get eliminated, it'll be because of today's result. I hope there's still more to come from what we saw today, and they don't drop off. I mean, I'm looking. This is one of my favorite groups because at this point, I don't know how this is going to finish. I really don't.
Yeah.
So
element of surprise there, man. But look, bro, we got games coming up tomorrow. Finishing off the first set of matches, Switzerland, Cameroon, man. That one's very even, but I'm gonna go for Switzerland to win that game.
Likewise, 2 goals to 1.
Yeah, Uruguay, South Korea, bro. I'm going for an upset here, bro. 1-1 draw.
Oh, you said upset. I thought you were going to say Korea wins because I have the same exact score and I have 1-1 draw.
Yeah, it would be an upset. It would be an upset.
Portugal,
Ghana. I think Portugal would beat Ghana. I haven't made my video for that yet. I'm halfway done with that. That might be, out sometime later. And Brazil. What you got? Portugal?
Yeah, I think 2-0.
Brazil, Serbia.
I am actually going to go with a 1-1 draw in that match.
Brazil's going to take Serbia to the cleaners, bro. Remember, I told you that.
I know you did.
This Serbian team is hyped up. They hyped up. I'm telling you this. They hyped up. They got some good players, but the team's hyped up, man.
Well, they don't. They tend to not show up in
Exactly.
tournaments, but I have to believe. I have to believe in Serbia.
Nah, Brazil's too good, bro.
I have to believe.
They're too
Brazil's
good.
gonna win this group. I just
Yeah,
think this match will be a draw.
they're
Because
too good, bro.
So, what's your scoreline predictions for those last two games? Then Portugal and Brazil's game.
Well, I haven't made up my mind yet. But
Okay.
I haven't made up my mind yet. But I'm going to go for Portugal and Brazil to win those games, though. I think I'm leaning towards that.
All right.
But we're gonna get into the second round of matches. Things are gonna become very dicey and interesting. Starting Friday when the USA take on England, Iran take on Wales. We have Ecuador, Qatar coming back again. So Ecuador play. Who does Ecuador play? The Netherlands
Yes.
and Qatar play Senegal. Is that what it is? Oh, I could scroll down. What am I asking when I could just scroll down?
You're right.
So Qatar play Senegal and Ecuador play Netherlands. Ooh. Ah man, because look, the way this is set up between Netherlands and Ecuador, whoever wins could potentially book a place into the round of 16, right? And then whoever lose would still be alive. If both of them and then if the game ended in a draw, it would be a good result too, right? It would be a very good result, but not a favorable result. And Qatar and Senegal, both teams have a chance to get back into contention. And then we have Wales, Iran. Do you think Wales beat Iran? Take them to the cleaners again or no?
Man, I mean, we need some help in that match, I think, because
When you say we, you say United States?
Yeah. I mean, I crunch numbers over this hard. Either a draw would suit us very well or like a narrow Iran win. But I got to be honest, man. I think this political situation is like in Iran, it's disrupting their campaign. Yeah. I think Wales wins this. I think they're going to win 2-0.
I went for Wales to go through to the next round, and I think Wales might actually win the game, and you might see England and Wales on the last match day, and we might see England put out the weakest possible team they could.
That's a nightmare, yeah.
Yep. They've put out the weakest possible team to screw the USA, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But I actually have a feeling the USA, potentially could get eliminated on the next against England. I don't think they beat. I don't think they get anything against England right now. That's how I'm feeling.
I don't think we could be mathematically eliminated.
But no, you won't because you play Iran. But the thing is, right?
Goal
goes back to now the Wales England thing. England are gonna put out a weak team, bro. It's not gonna be like collusion or anything. But come on, these teams are. They you can walk into Wales and walk into England. You know what I'm saying? From they're part of the UK.
Yeah,
you see what I mean?
There won't be any collusion, but England will likely, especially if they hammer us, they will feel the weaker team. And the home nations don't like losing to England. They will play up like how Scotland did in the last Euros. Against it that has like a 0-0 written all over it, and they both go through with England first.
Exactly.
That's why I think we have to batten down the hatches and really, like, I guess if we have to, try to limit England and keep it as narrow as possible.
USA missed their opportunity against Wales. Let's just put it up.
Yeah.
Yep. But look, it's been a fun one. I had fun. We stretched this one almost an hour, but we had to. You know what I'm saying? We had to, discuss things in full. And we had some big results, man. Costa Rica taking to the cleaners, Japan beating Germany there, Morocco picking up a positive result. And of course, Canada almost shocking again, sending shockwaves through the world by getting something against Belgium, but it was too good to be true. So take it away, man. Take it away.
Thank you for having me on again, Dom. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. You can find me over at my YouTube channel, Football Pharaoh. You can also find me on Twitter, Football Pharaoh at Soccer Pharaoh. That's at soccer_Pharaoh. Subscribe to my channel and to Dom's if you haven't already, and share it with people you think might enjoy our content. Tomorrow is the end of match day 1. And at that point, we'll have seen all 32 teams play. And it'll be really interesting to assess that from there heading into match day 2, because then we'll have like a better idea where these teams, all of them, are at the moment. So hopefully we'll see you guys soon. Until then, as always, have a good one. Much love and peace out.
Peace.